Nice black rear quarter panel. Hey everybody, it's Ryan. Welcome back to How Farms Work. We are just pulling into one of the fields and I'm gonna have a crack at harvesting some soybeans here soon. So gotta find a spot to park this and throw the flashers on. Let's run over and see what's going on with the combine. A little random junk out in the field. Really, the chain is there to do the bare minimum. That's what the yield monitor is claiming it's doing so far. 38.8 average, which I don't truly believe. On the last few farms, it's been reading at least 10 bushels lower. And we're not totally sure why that is yet, but I'm not taking this thing's word for it. The last farm we did, it was claiming that it was at 55 bushels, and it actually ran like 75. So this is my one chance to harvest some soybeans, at least, so I'm taking advantage of it. I like running the combine, but we're having issues with this side over here. The arm that holds the bottom panel broke, so we've just kind of been jimmy rigging it just to get it to work for now. Look how pretty the 7600 looks though. A little tractor that could. That would be pretty cool if it just spent this. Obviously it looked like it, dust rolling out the back like that. It's pretty cool. What you should be saying is Ryan's getting a taste of the combine operator life. bars open once a year, you drink till you need it.
I'd rate him about an A-. The only thing that would have made him get an A+ is if he did it with the 40/20.
Or backwards.
Or backwards in reverse. That would have been an A++.
I feel like you know I'm talking crap about it.
Probably. Can't harp on the 76 though. That tractor's done so much for us.
We just got all 81 acres of my soybeans done. We're now 2/3 of the way done with soybean harvesting. We're gonna switch over to corn when we start harvesting next because the one field of Travis's is a bit further behind than the rest of the soybeans were. So we're probably just gonna switch over to corn, which as you guys may have been able to see in some of the footage is that it's still pretty green yet, but the moisture should be getting down there. I have all my soybeans in and my average was roughly 60.7 bushels to the acre. And that's about 5 bushels lower than Dad's stuff was. And Travis doesn't have all his beans in yet, and I don't know how those will yield. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see. But for now, what I'm doing is I want to have a look at the traps on the semi, because as I was unloading one load a few loads ago, the gear on the crank wasn't making contact with the rail on the door. So I was just loosely spinning it. Luckily, I got it to open, and I didn't have to use any means necessary to get it open, and it's been working since. What I think happened is since I got the doors worked on, it reduced the clearance of the door by getting rid of that corrosion. So now the door is back to a thinner dimension, and that allows the door some wiggle room in there. There's little, I'd call them plastic I don't know what you'd call them. They're like little plastic rails that keep the door in place as you open it. When I crank the door all the way open, you can actually grab the door and wiggle it now because there's so much more room since the door is thinner. But I think that even with the weight of the beans that were on there, that it wasn't enough to keep the door down as the crank was trying to go around. So I called up Keeler Service Center. They said there's 2 bolts here on the door. We can loosen them and we should be able to adjust that up and down. So I just want to try loosening that and see if I can wiggle it at all to try to raise that gear up so it makes better contact with the door. Now in theory, looking at it already, you can see that it's moved up a little bit and the gears are meshing a lot better now, whereas before when I would try to move the door, they weren't meshing hardly at all. So I'm gonna try tightening it down and hope that this side is pretty well solved. This was the side that I was having problems with. I do think that helped with the clearance. I really need to replace those bearings, all 4 of them on both doors, but not today. So I'll keep you guys posted as we move into corn harvest. We just tried testing some and it was still at over 25% moisture, so it needs to wait a little bit longer. So anyway, with that, thanks for watching, guys. Be sure to check out all of our other videos. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and be sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Snapchat, all how farms work. And with that, I'll see you next time.